Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? NoZoupForYou here, and today's video is going to be something a little bit different. And I normally really do not like doing videos like this. But as of right now, with the current state of things, I feel that I need to. Being a father myself, seeing everything going on right now in the country, in the gaming industry, everywhere. You know what? I said screw it. I'm going to use my platform, and by platform I mean this, to get several things off my chest that are bothering me right now, and several things I know might be bothering some of you all out there right now. I am speaking primarily as a father. I'm speaking as someone who has to raise two children in this country right now. Fortunately, they're young, they're 3, they're innocent, they really don't know what's going on in the world, they can't read, they can't write. Life is good for them. Life is a lot better than it is for a parent right now, because they don't have to deal with the things that parents are dealing with. They're largely shielded from it. Now, a lot of this is stemming from what has happened late last week. As you all know, I play Call of Duty, I play Warzone, I enjoy it. I've got a steady group of friends that I play with on the weekends. It's a release for me in a way that World of Warships is not. Well, late last week, Call of Duty's largest influencer, Nickmercs, or one of their largest, was canned. Much in the way I was, but over different circumstances. He made a very, very innocuous tweet. And over that tweet, they decided to get rid of him, and in-game skins and everything else they had created specifically for him. Now, I'm no stranger to this. Most of you all know. I was removed from the Wargaming Community Contributor Program over comments I made regarding COVID. And I stand by those comments. I stand by attacking the individuals on the far left who wanted to put those that did not want to get the vaccine in jail, who wanted to put them essentially in concentration camps, who wanted to deny them medical coverage. You know, I might veer to the right, but I believe everybody has the right to speak their opinion. Everybody should be respected for their opinions because we all have different backgrounds, we all have different circumstances, and those shape our beliefs. Those shape our lives. But the things that went on during COVID, I can't excuse, I can't forget, I will always remember. And that is just how disgusting one side treated the other over something that has turned into absolutely a non-factor. So when I say I stand by my comments on them, absolutely. I still believe that if you didn't want to get the vaccine, you have the right to choose not to get the vaccine. And you should not be punished for that. You shouldn't lose your job over that or anything else. Because what we know now, several of us already knew in the very beginning. Anyone could get it, anyone could give it, and the vaccines really did not work and prevent that from happening. And just the absolute disgusting behavior of one side, the way they treated the others. I'm sorry, I lost my community contributor status in World of Warships, defending one side, attacking several vile individuals on the other. I'm fine with that. Because, again, having kids, the time was right anyways. I just don't have the time to do what I was doing anymore. But you know what? I'm tired of being silenced. I'm tired of feeling I can't speak my mind, that I can't defend myself, or other individuals. And I always said from the beginning, you know what? If you want to mask up, that's fine. Mask up. If you want to get the vaccine, you know what? That's fine. Get the vaccine. But if you don't want to do those things, don't. But here we are. And that's not the issue right now. You know, you all already know about this. You already know what happened. This is kind of a segue, though, into what happened with Nickmercs in Call of Duty. Because the same tactics that the extreme left were using during COVID are being used right now during Pride Month. And I'm going to preface this next section by saying, you know what? I don't care how you live your life. I don't care if you're LGBT. I don't care what you do in your own home. And I think the vast majority, even of far-right Christians, well, I'm not going to say far-right, because far-right is a completely different thing than the right. Far-left is a completely different thing than the left. And I think right now the right and the left are more center than they've ever been before, and the far-right just keeps getting more far-right, and the far-left keeps getting more far-left. But the same tactics that were used by certain individuals during COVID are being used right now during Pride Month. And again, I don't care if you're straight, I don't care if you're gay. I've had gay friends, I've grown up with people that have come out as gay. Doesn't change my opinion of them whatsoever. Still friends with them. Still respect them the same way that I always have. But what's happening right now, it's downright cultish. And what happened to Nickmercs, he was removed because all he said, all he tweeted regarding some LGBT Pride Month stuff was, maybe they should leave our children alone. That is all he said. And it's a good point. Children should be left out of all this stuff. And he was saying this as a father, a new father at that. And I empathize with him, being a father and having children that I want to shield from all the stuff going on right now, because they don't need to know it. And when it's time for them to know these things, they learn it from their parents. Not from the school, not from the news, not from video games. Certainly not from video games, which seems all in on this stuff. They learn it from their parents. And they should. And it's up to parents to shape their children and mold them into decent human beings. I'm going to raise my kids as decent human beings. And I'm sure Nickmercs is going to raise his kids as decent human beings. He's a veteran. I'll be honest, I didn't really know who he was before this. I mean, I saw his in-game skin and the bundle that you can buy for him in Call of Duty. It's not like I was going to go out and buy it. I just, not my cup of tea. I didn't really know who he was. I don't follow him or didn't follow him, but he has earned my respect right now. And it's not even like he went out there and said something that was controversial. It's not like he made a giant stand. All he said was, maybe they should leave our kids out of it. In response to the inundation of Pride Month right now. And I'll tell you right now, I don't think anyone should be celebrated for an entire month. I'll let Black History Month slide, though, because we've always been doing that. And I feel, that is good. But everyone else, I mean, we don't celebrate veterans for an entire month. This month is PTSD Awareness Month. You wouldn't know that because no one in the current administration has said anything. Actually, I didn't even know that. But it's just insane what happened to him. And it just shows the depths of what we have become as a nation. We can no longer tolerate different opinions. We can no longer tolerate anyone that thinks counter. And it's not even like what he said is that strange or outlandish. He spoke the truth. Kids should be left alone. Kids should not be forced into these political arguments. Children should be protected. Children should be left alone. And we're not doing that right now. We're forcing all this upon them. And the gaming industry is horrible at this because the gaming industry is at the forefront of all this. And it's no wonder why. I mean, the majority of games developers are out there in California. Wargaming has moved to Austin, so we know how Austin is. They've got an Austin slant on everything. But they are no longer allowing free speech. And I get that. When you become a community contributor or an influencer, you got to play by their rules. I get that. And I really understand why Wargaming got rid of me as a community contributor. They didn't like what I said. A couple individuals made a huge deal about it, misconstrued what I said, and they ran with it. And for some of the other contributors, it was a chance to get rid of me because they're cutthroat bastards who, let's be honest, they get off on this type of stuff. They really do. They don't like competition. That's the way it is. I'm in a niche game with a very, very small following compared to Call of Duty and what Nickmercs had. I mean, we're talking hundreds of thousands of followers. This is his job. This is his breadline. This is how he makes his money, and he makes a lot of money off of it. I'm just an average adult parent, working daily, but games are not my life. Never have been. Yeah, I made some money off of it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the perks, but not in the way that Nickmercs and people like that depend on it. So what happened to him is disgusting, and I'm fed up with it. And I'm honestly fed up with being silent about this type of stuff. I've minded my P's and Q's, but you know what? Now that I'm no longer a community contributor, I can talk about this stuff. I can give my opinion on it. And those of you that are upset that I said this, it's your prerogative. And if you feel that you can't follow me anymore over it, I still respect you the same amount that I always have. I have no ill will towards you. And I tell you right now, this will probably be the only one of these types of videos for a while. Unless something just really eats away at me, as this did. But I also don't feel I should have to explain myself. As a father, I don't feel that I should have to worry that my comments might offend people, because, to quote Bluey in one of my favorite episodes, we've become a nation of squibs. We really have. It used to be in the day that if you disagreed with someone, you just ignored it and moved on. You turn the channel. You stop the video. But now we're taught that we need to silence people. We need to eliminate them from what they do. We need to go after them. We need to make it painful, all for having a different opinion. And it's not right. And what happened to Nickmercs is not right. So I empathize with him 100%. And I back him 100% now. I didn't follow him before, but I wish him all the best because he did nothing wrong. And Call of Duty's in the wrong. Activision is in the wrong. It's disgusting what they did. And what they're doing. So yes, leave our kids alone. And this is coming as a father. And one of the main people that provide you with your profit. It's not the teenagers and the kids that are apathetic to this that give you the money that you use to make these games. It's the hardworking adults, the parents, that might have an hour or two after they get off work to get online, to join up with their friends, and to play the game. They're the ones that pay the bills. And those are the individuals that you're pissing off. That's all I gotta say about this. Zoop out.